Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, class second year. We are dealing chapter number 27 of your book, Biology and Human Welfare. Girls, this is the 10th chapter of your second year that we are dealing online. This is first lecture with Mrs. Sadia Kazi. The objectives of today's lesson: you will be able to explain what is vaccination and what is integrated disease management. You will be able to explain animal husbandry and what are the latest techniques which are applied to enhance the crop and food yield. First, we are doing integrated disease management. One of the important contributions of biology for welfare of mankind is human disease control. There are several methods of disease control that have been discovered and are being used. So this integrated disease, what is this idea of IDM or integrated disease management? It is to have an effective control of a particular disastrous disease or all common diseases of population by using all relevant appropriate methods of disease control. This approach is called integrated disease management. Girls, you are very well aware of this coronavirus, and you have seen that the government has applied all the possible means to convey the risks and the signs, symptoms, and how can we carry this coronavirus. For this purpose, government has used print and electronic media. Seminars in schools and colleges were arranged, and there was person to person communication. Each time when we call somebody, there's a instead of a ringtone, there is a message that is conveying all the information about coronavirus. Each time when we switch on the TV, there is coronavirus. When we talk to the other person, there is coronavirus. When we look into the newspaper, there is information about coronavirus. So this is how the governments, they prevent and have effective control on the disease. In earlier days, there was lockdown. The people were shut inside their homes. Then there was smart lockdown, so on and so forth. So you are very well aware of this integrated disease management approach. So the objective of this approach is to stop a further spread of disease and prevent its new onset. This is proved very effective program for elimination and control of dangerous diseases from human society. Vaccination. Vaccination is the administration of vaccine to stimulate immune system of an individual to develop artificially induced active immunity against infectious diseases. This was what written on your in your book on page number 277. You have been doing vaccination since your junior classes, and we have done it in detail in the first year as well. So there are many diseases whose vaccine is not yet discovered. For example, this COVID-19, for example, AIDS. But the experiments are in progress, and soon, inshallah, we shall have good vaccines of these diseases. But since the medical science has progressed so far, there are many diseases, dangerous diseases against which vaccines are available. For example, measles, for example, pneumonia. Then there are mumps, rubella virus, polio. There are many. What is a vaccine? The term vaccine is derived from Edward Jenner's 1976 use of the term cowpox. Cowpox was the disease, variola vaccini, adapted from Latin vaccinus from vacca. Vacca was cow, which when administered to humans provide them protection against smallpox. That was the introduction and the history. You are well aware of them. So what is a vaccine? A vaccine is any preparation intended to produce immunity to a disease by stimulating the production of antibodies. Vaccines include, for example, suspensions of killed or attenuated microorganisms or their products or derivatives of microorganisms. The most common method of administering vaccines is by injection, but some are given by mouth or nasal spray. Killed or attenuated. What are killed? killed तो समझ आ गई killed हैं. Attenuated, they are very weak germs. ठीक है. Products में sometime viral proteins, code proteins are used. So these products, the toxoids, when they are very weak, they are not able to produce disease in the organism in which vaccination process is going on. So this vaccine is introduced into the body of those human beings. There, these vaccines, they do not cause disease, but they trigger immune system. Antibodies are made which destroy these weak germs, but now the body is fully equipped, so that when the strong germ it comes, it is destroyed by the immune system. This is a historical picture of a vaccination. Vaccination and immunization. Vaccine stimulates immune system. A vaccine is a biological preparation that improves immunity to particular disease. A vaccine typically contains an agent that resembles disease-causing microorganism and is often made from weakened or killed germ of microbe. The agent stimulates body's immune system to recognize agent as foreign and destroy it, and remember it, so that immune system can more easily recognize and destroy any of these microorganisms that later encounters, that I have explained in earlier slide. How these vaccines are prepared: live, attenuated, or inactivated, or killed. You can read it from this slide by yourself. World Health Organization (WHO) reports nearly 9 million children under under 14 years of age die every year from infectious disease, and at least a third of them could be saved if existing vaccines were more widely used, but the rest only if suitable new vaccines were developed. There are a list of viral diseases against which vaccines are required. This is your table 27.1, page number 277. Hepatitis A vaccines is HEPA vaccine, protect against hepatitis A. Hepatitis B vaccine is HEPB. Flu vaccine, measles, mumps, rubella, MMR vaccine, polio, OPV, and IPV vaccine protects against polio. One is oral and other is given as a shot. OPV is the oral polio vaccine, and IPV is injectable, it's a shot. There's a role of vaccine in preventing diseases. Vaccine is a non-virulent strain. Non-virulent means non-disease causing strain of actual causative agents that develop immunity in the body against infectious diseases. Vaccines play a very significant role in preventing diseases. So first vaccine against polio was developed in 1952, that was IPV, and in 1962 first oral vaccine was developed. Polio is an infectious disease caused by a virus that lives in throat and intestinal tract. There are two types of vaccines, IPV and OPV. This polio virus is a causative agent of poliomyelitis. This polio virus affects spinal cord and brainstem and leads to paralysis and even to death. Types of polio vaccine: there are two types of polio vaccine: inactivated polio vaccine and oral polio vaccine. Inactivated polio vaccine. Synonym for IPV vaccine: IPV, Salk vaccine. Vaccination against measles. Measles is an infectious viral disease that occurs most often in late winter and in spring. In 1964, first vaccination against measles were administered. Prior to 1963, almost every one got measles. However, after measles vaccine became available, number of measles cases dropped by 99% and epidemic cycle diminished drastically. The best prevention of measles is measles vaccine, MMR. MMR vaccine is a live attenuated combination vaccine that protects against measles, mumps and rubella. CDC recommends children get 2 doses of MMR vaccine starting from first dose at 12 through 15 months and second dose at 4 to 6 years. मम्स आप समझते हैं हेड एक फीवर और ये ख़ास तौर पे समटाइम्स देयर इज़ स्वेलिंग ऑफ सलेवरी ग्लैंड्स और रुबेला वायरस इज़ द जर्मन मीजल वायरस. ये मीजल्स की तरह ही होता है, एडल्ट्स में होता है. इट इज़ very much lighter as compared to actual measles. It's a mild rash lasting for 3 to 4 days. Even some people they do not feel that they have German measles. Coming on to the vaccination against hepatitis. Again, just to remind you, hepatitis is inflammation of liver. It is caused by a virus. Most common type of hepatitis are hepatitis A, B, and C. So you can get more information from internet or the other books. Vaccines against hepatitis A and B are available, and C is not yet in market because of structural characteristics of the virus. Hepatitis B vaccine is a recombinant DNA vaccine. What is a recombinant DNA vaccine? It's a vaccine in which a viral envelope protein is there that activates the immune system. However, the hepatitis A is inactive whole virus. So in this hepatitis A vaccine, there is inactive whole virus, and in hepatitis B virus, as it is written, it is a recombinant DNA virus. This is by recombinant DNA technology. We shall do this in detail in biotechnology chapter. Tetanus. Tetanus lockjaw cause painful tightening of the muscles, usually all over the body. It can lead to a locking of the jaw so that victim cannot open its mouth or swallow. Tetanus lead to death in about 1 in 10 cases. Several vaccines are used to prevent tetanus among people of varying age groups. For example, DT, diphtheria tetanus vaccine, is used for the children and adults, and TD is given to adults. Vaccination is the best way to prevent tetanus. Causative agent is Clostridium tetani. So this vaccine is basically a tetanus toxoid. Is inactive vaccine used to prevent the tetanus. There is schedule of vaccination of common infectious diseases in your book, table number 27.2, page number 279. Polio vaccine. Vaccine is OPV, oral polio vaccine, type live vaccine, age group from birth to 5 years of age. Hepatitis B vaccine, recombinant DNA at any age. MMR, measles, mumps, rubella vaccine, combination vaccine up to 1 year of age. Diphtheria plus tetanus, DT and TT, toxoid vaccine generally in childhood. Moving on to the next article of animal husbandry. Animal husbandry is basically the management and care of farm animals by humans for profit, which genetic qualities and behavior is considered to be advantageous to human are further developed. The term refers to practice of selectively breeding and raising livestock to promote desirable traits in animal for utility, sport, pleasure, or research. So, taking care of animals, in that include the feeding and watering them and keeping their living space clean. This is the animal husbandry. Birthing and breeding is another important role of animal husbandry. For example, helping to deliver a baby calf is called calving. It's a big part of the job. Baby animal must be properly monitored and weaned from their mothers in a timely manner. Another side is to prepare for sale or slaughter. Other necessary tasks include medicating sick animals, monitoring general health of animals, herding and branding. Animal husbandry is agricultural practice of breeding and raising livestock. That was what I have read from your book, page 279. On to page 280, there is role of livestock in national economy. The animal husbandry plays a vital role in national economy. Being a country that has largely rural and agricultural based industry, animal husbandry plays an important role in economy of Pakistan and is a major source of livelihood for many farmers. It is estimated that there are between 30 to 35 million people in Pakistan's current labor force who are engaged in livestock. Recently, role of biotechnology in the field of animal nutrition, reproduction, breeding management is tremendously improving the animal husbandry. Livestock products. There are many livestock products which are being used in our daily lives. These products are mainly include milk and milk products, meat and meat products, for dung, poultry and dung for fuel. In addition, other animal products as eggs, wool, leather goods also contribute to national economy. Dung excreted by cattle is a vital resource for supplying cooking fuel and soil fertilizers. Sheep are found throughout the grazing lands of central and northern Pakistan. Their wool is exported in large quantities. Importance of livestock sector for Pakistan. The contribution of livestock to national economy is estimated in billions. The livestock sector constitutes about 11% of Pakistan's GDP, gross domestic product, and employs about 17% of workforce, including most of poorest people in the country. The livestock sectors of Pakistan can be single-handedly become a game changer for our economy. Some of the table 27.3, some of the outstanding breeds for milk producing cow: Holstein Friesian, milk yield per lactation cycle 12,700 liter; Friesian 7,800 liters; um, Ayrshire 7,711 liters; Jersey 7,260 liters. Some outstanding breeds of milk producing buffaloes. A name is Neeli Ravi 1500 to 2300 liters; Jafarabadi 1000 to 1200 liters; Godavari 1200 to 1500 liters; Bachavari 800 to 1000 liters. Now there are techniques applied to enhance the crop and fruit yield. There are four techniques that are given in your book: acclimatization, selection, hybridization, and backcross. First is acclimatization. The term acclimatization is defined as the climatic adaptation of an organism, especially a plant, that has been moved to a new environment. Conover and Pooley 1984. It takes place under active guidance of human beings. So that means introducing new plants from their growing place to new locality with different climate. It is called acclimatization. Example: groundnut, Mombali. It was introduced in subcontinent in beginning of 19th century from Philippines. Papayas from West Indies, potatoes from South America, date palm from Brazil, custard apple, coffee, tea, tobacco, etc. has been successfully introduced in this subcontinent. Next is selection. Selection has a history of breeding experiment since the early days of human being. Human used to pick better varieties of better plants out of entire crops, and these better seeds, they are used to reproduce under controlled conditions. So for if you see this figure, there are mixed heights plant. So in the selection, a farmer has selected these two corn seeds from the tall plant. So the next population from these seeds, when they were sown, all the plants, they are tall. So this is selection. Coming next, number third, to hybridization. It's a technique of introducing characters of two desirable species into single offspring. Hybrid by means of artificial pollination. This is artificial pollination. So the pollen grains are being dusted onto the stigma. Hybridization is a technique ये तो आपको मैंने बता दिया. इंट्रोड्यूसिंग कैरेक्टर ऑफ टू डिजायरेबल स्पीशीज इनटू सिंगल ऑफस्प्रिंग हाइब्रिड बाय मींस ऑफ आर्टिफिशियल pollination. Hybrids are first generation crosses between genetically different parents. The term hybrid is used to describe the individuals that are heterozygous even for single gene. Hybrids are known for their vigor, growth, size, and yield. As a result of hybridization, hybrid varieties of cereals, oilseeds, pulses, sugar beet, onion, tomatoes, and fruits have been developed. Heterosis or hybrid vigor. It refers to exhibition of a superiority of hybrid over both of its parent in one or more traits. It is based on ability to give higher yield and disease and pest resistance. Hybrid vigor. This is hybrid vigor. You see there are two hybrids. This is one and the second. So when these are crossed, this is hybridization, hybrid vigor. Hybrid AB, it contains both type of flowers as well as it is tall. So it is superior over both parents. It is best suited in plants that can be vegetatively propagated. So if this is vegetatively propagated plant, so this is very important, because basically from artificial vegetation and vegetative propagation, we get a clone of plants, and clones are similar to their parent, so there is no chance of losing the good characters. Examples are sugarcane, mango, apple, guava, rose, dahlias, chrysanthemum, etc. Next to backcross. Backcrossing is a crossing of hybrid with one of its parent of individually genetically similar parents. You see, this is parental generation P1 and P2. When these plants are crossed, all plants got war F1. These F1 hybrid were crossed with one of the parents. ठीक है, जिसकी हमें कैरेक्टर्स चाहिए जेनेटिक, सो दैट दिस हाइब्रिड गेट क्लोजर टू इट इज़ जेनेटिकली सिमिलर टू वन ऑफ द पेरेंट. अब ये जब हाइब्रिड को फिर पेरेंट के साथ बैक क्रॉस किया गया, तो दिस इज बैक क्रॉस वन. जो नए प्लांट्स आए, दे वर कॉल्ड एज बैक क्रॉस वन प्लांट्स. इट इज़ यूज इन हॉर्टिकल्चर. हॉर्टिकल्चर क्या होता है? गार्डनिंग. Some animal breeding and production of gene knockout organism. What are gene knockout organism? These are the organism in which there are inactivation of certain genes. Backcross hybrids are sometimes described with acronym BC. BC means backcross. For example, an F1 hybrid crossed with one of the parents or genetically similar individual can be termed as BC1 hybrid, and further cross of BC1 hybrid to same parent produce BC2 hybrid. अब इसी का further crossing इसको करें तो, और फिर इस BC1 के साथ इसी के next generation को जिस पर cross करेंगे, तो all we get is BC2. So this is all for today, girls. Inshallah, the college will be opening on 15th of September. We shall continue with genetics chapter. Hopefully we shall be able to complete this chapter by the end of this week, so that we have completed 10 chapter in total. I do not know whether or not we may have time to revisit the entire chapter, but you must know that we shall be able to brush the important and difficult articles. We may not have a time to do whole chapter. Okay, so you must be with us online, and you must try to understand it. Please make sure that the chapters we have done, we have selected the easier chapter as compared to the other one that can be done online. The more conceptual and difficult chapters will be done inshallah in classroom. Girls, take care. Thank you very much. Stay blessed.